month. It's a beautiful good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. You're watching Camnet TV, not just another channel. And this is the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show. I'm your host. My name is Precious Mzea Sakaleji, joined by
Why are you pumping up so early in the morning like that?
You told me you were listening to a certain playlist which had certain songs that gave you a hype, so I'm just trying to get on the same level with you.
How are you?
I'm fine, but with me, all you need to give me is juice or sugar. I
want
sugar.
To eat. Right? I'm hungry, but then I can't eat before 7, because then food just doesn't make sense in the mouth. It doesn't taste right. My taste buds are off, so I'd rather wait at least after 10 to have my breakfast. Then it makes sense.
That is me during the week, but on Saturdays, I don't know where the appetite comes from.
Is it?
I managed to eat at 6:30, at 7 before set, because me coming on set hungry is not good for everybody.
No, we don't need and we don't want any cranky people.
Yeah, so I just need to eat something.
Of course.
Yeah. How have you been? How has been the week?
The week has been great.
Yeah.
I can't complain. God has been faithful as usual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's been a great week, and hoping to end it on a high note tomorrow. When does the week end? I have this debate.
The week ends on a Saturday, starts on a Sunday.
Okay, I thought you were going to.
That's me.
No, it's the right. It's
so
right.
If you say next week, for me, I know you're saying starting Sunday.
Yeah, starting tomorrow.
Okay.
Because remember, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, it's never Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, it's Sunday, Monday.
Of course.
Sunday, Monday.
Oh, you just had to put the song. Can you actually say the alphabet without the sounds, as in without a song?
No.
Just like A, B. Just A, B, C, D.
But we grew up.
Then you don't know the alphabet.
Okay, I know the alphabet.
No, you don't know the. Then you don't know the alphabet without the song.
B, A for apple.
Oh,
B
please.
Trying to do a throwback on how we used to grow up.
I know, right?
And also another funny thing while we're still on this one about childhood memories. I don't know if I'm the only one that actually sings the "I want to cross the road."
Oh my gosh! No, you are the only one.
Look right,
you are the only one.
It's literally in my head when I'm crossing the road.
You are the only one.
Okay.
I think for me, when I'm crossing the road, what applies to me, and I've never forgotten this, my brother always told me to say, before you cross the road, always consider the car that is coming. If it's a German car, my dear, just wait. But if it's another type of a model of a car that most of us can afford, then maybe you can cross because they aren't as fast. So I also apply it when I'm driving. If I want to overtake, I see the car that is coming. If I know that it's a German car, I'm like,
So subconsciously that happens?
Yes.
Well, I sing the crossing road song.
Anyway, if it works for you, then well and good.
But anyway, for those that are just joining us, thank you so much for actually finding time and for sparing time to actually join us on the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show with me, Precious, and Liseli on the other side. Now, today's topic of discussion is something that I feel has not been talked about a lot, especially on the media. People have made fun of it on social media, which is Facebook, and I feel instead of making fun of people that don't understand certain things, it's best that you actually educate them according to what you know and what you understand. And the topic is actually we're getting to cybersecurity, cyber crime bill, which is currently in Parliament. So the question that we're asking those of you that are watching us right now is, how well do you understand the cybersecurity, cyber crime bill?
Yes.
Yeah.
How well do you understand it, Precious?
I will lie if I say I fully understand it. Yesterday, actually the other day on Wednesday, I was going through the bill and I was reading it. And there are certain things that I didn't understand and I have questions. Before that, when I saw it on social media, there were questions to say, why does this sound like it's going to be invading my privacy? Which means we need to scrap off right to privacy in the Constitution. So I don't really understand it.
Yeah, that's why it's important that we get an expert opinion as to how it actually interprets and reflects in our lives when and if it is going to be enacted into law. So anyway, we have an expert that is coming through later on during the program that can just help us dissect and understand what exactly is in the bill. Of course, we can't be able to discuss everything, but at least we'll tackle the important, some of the important clauses that are in the bill so that we fully understand. Because I know for a fact that we already have laws that govern us when it comes to whether it's cyberbullying, whether it comes to defamation, and you know, we have institutions like ZICTA that have been instituted by Acts of Parliament that are there to help us, you know, govern the social media space. So my question is it even necessary to, whether it's enforcing the law, like aren't the laws that are already there enough, or we do need more? So we want to get to hear your comments concerning this matter. What do you think of the cybersecurity a bill that is currently in Parliament? We have divergent views from different stakeholders. We have the likes of Guest Nyirenda coming on board. We have the McDonald's Chipenzi coming on board. We have ordinary citizens that are coming on board that are airing their opposition political parties, even the ruling party themselves that have different, of course, we expect divergent views. So what are your views? Because when this becomes law, if at all it will pass, then it's going to affect each and every one of us. So what is your opinion?
Yes, of course. And also talking about it going through, the last bulletin that I read, I think that was on a Thursday, it had 80, I stand to be corrected on the numbers, it has 82 members of parliament that actually voted for it, and 50-something members of parliament that voted against it. So already that's like 80-20 percent. So there's the 80 of the most and 20 of the less. So if I feel it's about the citizens' consent to know about certain things. We don't like reading. We don't like wanting to know what exactly is happening. For example, I'll take us back to the Bill 10. Okay. People were against something that they didn't read. Some people were against something that they didn't understand.
Exactly.
And some people just gave their opinion according to what they heard from the people on social media, of course, and in the communities. But a few people, if we were to do a survey right now, of course, it didn't go through, the Bill 10 didn't go through because of some reasons. But I can guarantee you to say 80% of the people that are not in parliament or hold certain positions in government understood the Bill 10.
True.
So which brings us back to the cybercrime and cybersecurity bill. Not a lot of people understand it. But how can you be against something or vote for something that you don't understand?
Exactly.
So I feel as citizens, as a Zambian citizens, it's your responsibility to have interest in these things. Because at the end of the day, so for example, the cybercrime, cybersecurity bill goes through, and then you're going to complain. Complain to who? Whose fault is it? Because it's online.
Yes,
you just go and search for it, cybersecurity, cybercrime bill. If you haven't checked it out, just go online and search for cybersecurity, cybercrime bill Zambia. It will come through. I think it was posted by parliament.org, something like that.
Yes,
so it's right there. It's online. A 50-page document. So you have all the time, all the opportunity to go through. Even when you hear it on the news, you will understand certain things. You might not understand all the things. Lawyers get to understand this because they're the ones that draft them. But then when things happen and then you start hearing comments, social media statuses to say, no, the government has done this. No, they're not involving us. You're not getting yourself involved in these things. So...
And then also it borders down on they themselves, our representatives in parliament. What are they doing in order to actually sensitize the people, sensitize the masses? Because, you know, in Zambia, it's, even when it came, we keep on going back to the Bill 10 because maybe it's one of the bills that recently failed and made headlines for quite some time. And you don't get to find a situation where our representatives get to actually get to the grassroots and get the opinions. It's about them representing us, but I don't think that is the case. It's more or less them bringing out their opinion, or sometimes what the party they belong to represents. It's not per se maybe personal convictions. It shouldn't even be personal convictions. It's about what the people are saying.
True.
Because it's rare to find a situation, it happens, but it's very rare to find a situation where somebody goes against their party's affiliations, opinion over a certain bill and gets to represent what the people are saying, or based on personal convictions as gathered from what the people are thinking. So maybe we need to work on that.
There's a whole lot of things that is actually involved. And also, one thing we need to understand about these bills that go through to Parliament is that while the bill is being drafted, okay, or some new law of some sort, there are consultations. Okay, as a representative of the people, they consult concerned stakeholders, which citizens are actually part of.
Yes.
So if this thing goes through, they get to hear. In as much as we condemn our leaders to say no, they don't pay attention to what the people are saying, they do pay attention. So even when they go and represent you in Parliament,
but what overrides in most cases? Do you think it's the opinion of the people, or it's the opinion of the party they represent that carries the day?
I think it's of the party. But isn't the party...
No, the party is not the people.
What is the party then?
The people are the democracy. The people are us, the ordinary citizens. Maybe even I have an upper hand because, you know, I'm getting to speak to the masses. But the people are those people that don't have a voice. The people are those people that you never get to hear their opinion. Those are the people that I'm referring to, the people at the grassroots. I'm not talking about the NGOs.
So we're talking about, okay, so just to get on the same page, I know we're talking about the Zambian citizens.
Of course.
Zambian citizens is a combination, yes, it's a combination
of everybody.
Of everybody.
But the majority,
rural,
yes,
and urban.
Yes. So now I'm referring to
the urban have an understanding of what's going on because they have access to social media and devices that give them access to certain information. The people on the other side don't even understand certain things.
Of course.
So majority that are reached out to are these ones in the urban area. But we have left out these ones in the remote areas.
So what are we doing about getting everyone involved? What are we doing?
What are you doing about
I'm here on set. And I know that Camnet TV has a wide audience. I know that Camnet TV is watched countrywide, worldwide. So it doesn't matter whether you're in the diaspora, it doesn't matter whether you're in a peri-urban area, it doesn't matter whether you are in the outskirts of the country. It doesn't matter. We reach out to you. And this is why we decided to have this topic, so that we are able to understand together, so that even when this bill rather becomes law, if at all it's going to get to that level, then we are all moving at the same pace.
So now you can interact with us. Numbers scrolling on your screen, and for those of you that are watching us from Facebook, you can comment, how well do you understand the cybersecurity cyber crime bill which is currently in Parliament? You can come to call us or comment on our Facebook platform. That's the conversation for today, but for now we'll quickly get into our fitness segment, which is the morning boost, as we stretch our muscles and make sure that we prepare ourselves for the day. We'll be back and continue with the conversation on the other side. Good morning.
Good morning, Camnet viewers, and welcome to our morning boost. I am Isaac Mata, your presenter, and I'm here so that we can exercise together so that you stay fit. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is a warm-up, and then I'm going to lead into a few exercises. Let's go. We'll do a warm-up, and then we're going to do a workout. Start trotting now. Watch me. Let's go. Alright, let's go. Let's do a warm-up. We'll do this for 1 minute, and after that, we're gonna do something else. Keep doing it, and you can kick. Let's kick and jump now. All right, so we're gonna do the first workout now. Very easy, and this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna do the lateral legs. This you do again for 1 minute. Let's go. Make sure that your leg goes high and straight. If you can't balance, you can hold to something. Keep going. This is very good for your legs. And I'm working on the fats here. The love handles, as they call them. Let's push just 1 minute of this workout. For now, our focus is to raise your fitness level. Once we have done that, then you start doing different types of workouts. Go. We'll do this for 1 minute. Keep going. Push. You're almost there. You may feel your legs tough. Last one. Great. Next one now. Same like the one we did for a warm-up. Okay. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. Let's go. After 30 seconds, you do a kick now. Let's go. Let's do some kicks now. Keep doing that. The whole point is to raise your fitness level. Almost done. After that, you're gonna change. Okay. 1, 2, 1. Another minute of punches, same style. When your fitness level is okay, then we go into workouts now. Stay at it. One minute. Let's go. You can do this before you have your breakfast and your shower. After that, you are ready for your day. Let's boost your morning. Go. Let's go. Before you go to school, before you go to the market, before you work, before you do anything, there you go. Let's go. A minute each. Can you hear me, Team Camnet? Woo. Almost there, and I'm gonna change. And I go. It's a low punch now. Let's go. Another minute. Non-stop, no break. You can see me. I don't have a break. One each. And we're almost done with our workout. Let's go. Go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Low punch. You're feeling pressure on your thighs or your punches as well. Let's go. Let's go, Team Camnet. Good morning. Good morning. Wherever you're watching us from, you're done. And a cool down. Woo. Good morning, Team Camnet. Let's do a cool down now. Let's go. You are done for today. Or it is a 5 minutes workout. And that's it. 1 minute of a cool down. Let's go. A bit of a step. Bit of a step. And matching. Matching. Match. Match, 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 match. All right. That's it for today. I hope you have done this. Try this anytime and you're gonna be fine. I'll see you again. My name is Isaac Matsa. Don't forget to tune in.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That was the morning boost. I hope you were active and participated in that morning boost. Out? No, I'll lie if I say I do. I am very unfit.
But
I am very unfit.
That's a very strong statement.
No.
Unfit as in unfit and healthy, or
no.
Unfit as in you don't work out?
I don't work out unfit. I'm very healthy. I'm unfit. Why I say this is because I can climb stairs and your breathing pace will be different than mine. I'll be breathing like I'll be all over the place.
Is that why you were sounding like that earlier this morning when you came upstairs?
Yes, I think because of the stairs. Yeah, it's that bad.
I do it once in a while.
It's important. It's
run
important.
a little bit and then walk.
I don't even remember the last time I took a walk, and this is not even, I'm not proud to say it, but I'll make time.
You live a very, very sad life.
No, because look at this. I come to work.
Life.
No, listen, I come to work, I park by the door, and I walk in, and I come out, and that's just the way that it goes.
The only kind of exercise you do is walking up and down the stairs.
Yes.
Which is done like maybe twice in a day. No.
No, Mandy, no. I need to work on that. I'm not proud to say it. Well, if you are just joining us, our topic of discussion is that we want to get your opinions. We want to find out what you think about the current bill, which is currently in Parliament, and it has passed the second reading, and that is the Cyber Security and Cyber Crimes Bill of 2021. If you are not vested with this bill, some of the objectives are to ensure the provision of cybersecurity in the Republic, provide for the protections of persons against cyber crime, provide for child online protection, facilitate identification, declaration, and protection of critical information infrastructure, revise the admission in criminal matters of electronic evidence, provide registration of cybersecurity services providers, and provide for matters connected with or incidental to the foregoing. So these are some of the objectives that the Cyber Security and Cyber Crimes Bill of 2021 want to achieve. So we want to get your opinion on the matter. Do you feel as a citizen this should be enacted into law or not? And what are your reasons? Personally, according to the objectives, how you feel it's going to affect you as a Zambian citizen. Let's get to hear some of the opinions of some of the stakeholders.
The results of the poll are as follows. Yes, 83. No, 52. Abstention, 1. Therefore, the question has been resolved in the affirmative. Let the bill be read a second time.
The Cyber Security and Cyber Crimes Bill, National Assembly Bill number 2 of 2021.
Committee stage to be taken when?
Tomorrow, Mr. Speaker.
Committee stage to be taken tomorrow.
So that was the parliamentary proceedings when the bill actually went down for debate.
What's up?
I'm just trying to put myself in the shoes of that person that doesn't even understand what we're talking about.
Well, this is an opportunity for you to get yourself acquainted with what is going on currently. Like I mentioned, I read through some of the objectives, and I think one that caught my attention is provide for the collection of and preservation of evidence of computer and network related crimes. So from my own understanding, according to this is has to do with electronic crime. This has to do with where maybe someone commits a crime and then the evidence is what implicates you is electronic. Because you know we have certain archaic laws, like for instance, you know it's a crime. Like now I can't go in front of the Bank of Zambia and get a picture. Yes. I can't go in front of State House and take a picture. But you see, that's a law that's archaic because there's Google. I can literally see everything that is happening within State House. I can count the number of buildings that are in State House. So, you know, maybe what this is trying to do is trying to get on with the program, get on with the 21st century. You see what I mean?
But then, personally, I feel if you're going to have access, I have a right that is right to privacy. Okay, so if I'm going to have another law that's going to oversee that right, then you might as well remove the right to privacy.
So then what happens in the event that your right to privacy infringes on my right to security?
That's when now the bill now
comes into play.
So I think it's quite and it's both. It has.
So like, where do we draw the line? Yes, exactly. Where do we draw the line between me having my privacy and me infringing on your right to security?
And also, you know, in as much as we are going to talk about right to privacy, we have got an institution which is ZICTA. Okay. Maybe even the conversation that you get to have, they have access to that, but they have no right to actually get it without your permission. They probably need some police, they call it a warrant, right?
Yes, they call it a warrant, but then what happens? Because, you know, there are certain cases, like for instance, I know, maybe because my dad was a police officer, if a police officer sees you with his own eyes committing a crime, like red-handed, there's no time to get a search warrant. You can be arrested just right there and then. If you run into maybe, for instance, a house, the police won't wait to get a warrant to have access to that house because they have seen you committing the crime. They will arrest you. You see what I mean? So what I was trying to say is that even when it comes to this law, what happens when your right to privacy, for instance, I'm having a conversation with Boko Haram in my messenger, and I'm planning to you know, hurt some people. Then I say I have a right to privacy.
No,
Anyway, I'm just, not that it's my opinion.
Well,
I'm
you
just
do,
trying
but
to,
then it's just that the information
but
that is
then
in
my
that
privacy
conversation,
is infringing on your security. You see what I mean? Have you ever been cyberbullied?
Yes, I have.
You have been cyberbullied.
I have.
And how did that make you feel? Because, you know, we are living in an age where people don't care about what they post and how it's going to affect the next person.
Which is bringing me to my next point to say, in as much as we will have these talks of invading privacy and all, I think we will have people behaving now on social media, because I feel at this point we are at the point whereby you feel you can post anything and say everything, whatever you want to say about the ruling or the opposition on social media, without considering the consequences after that. So I am hoping that in this bill there are clauses that will look at such things, which will kind of like stretch some morals.
But aren't the laws that are already there
That's the question
enough?
that's asked
Or
even
maybe
at the beginning.
Don't we know that I can actually sue you for defamation of character?
We know that.
I can sue you for libel.
Maybe they're not enough. No? Yeah? No?
Let's get to hear the opinions of the people. I'm all over the place because I'm getting, I want to exhaust as many opinions as possible,
Yes.
different sides to the coin.
We were supposed to have someone to come through and explain to us what is in the bill. But due to, what's the word? Circumstances beyond their control, they're unable to make it. But I promise you that the next show of the next breakfast show will actually have someone to analyze and tell us what exactly is in the bill, the advantages, the disadvantages, why we need the bill, and stuff like that. But for now, I would love to hear your opinion. Like, do you understand the cybercrime and cybersecurity bill? How well do you understand it? If not, what do you think should be done to actually sensitize people from both the rural and the urban areas so that they get to understand what the bill is about? Because currently, as we are talking, it is under debate.
And do we by any chance have the clip already ready? Not yet. Yeah. Okay, well, different stakeholders. I had the opinion of different stakeholders that have featured in our news bulletins. One of them is that one person is asking the question to say, why is there a hurry in enacting this bill into law right before the elections? Is this bill aimed at shutting people's opinions?
Criticisms.
Is this bill aimed at shutting people's criticisms? Because then are we going to use this bill in order to, you know, stample on people's rights to be able to air out their opinions? And why in 2021, right before the August elections? And also, so there are all these different opinions.
And also another opinion that came through is when these laws are actually enacted, what you need to understand is that they are not there, okay? They are not there to favor the ruling. Then we need to understand that when these laws are enacted, they are there to make sure that the citizens, the opposition, and the ruling party have a common goal. Okay, so when some laws are passed, don't think it's in favor of the
But that's according
government.
to who?
That's according to an opinion.
Okay.
Okay, so there are all these opinions coming through. So now I'm seated here to say, where do I stand? Like, where exactly am I right now? But being in the media, some of us have opportunities to actually get to understand these things, because sometimes we have no choice. You read it in the news, or maybe while the news guys are actually debating about it, you get to hear about it, you see it on social media. But then my concern still stands. How about someone who has no access to these things?
And it's definitely going to affect them, because
Exactly.
you know, the world is changing and everybody is getting into the social media space.
Yeah.
Everybody has, almost not everybody, almost everybody has access to social media. Everybody is on Facebook. So, you know, you need to be aware that, you know, you can't just post anything. I know it's a little bit different in the Western world, where, you know, even for a job, I was having a discussion with my friend the other day, and I was just encouraging her. I was telling her, say, you know what, it's important that you consider what you post on Facebook. It's important that you consider what you post even on your WhatsApp or all these other social media platforms that you have. Because, you know, depending on what you aspire to be in the future, some things can come and bite you.
True.
But we don't look at it that way here. I know there are certain organizations that, you know, will actually invade into your privacy. They'll want to have access so that they just, you know, check you out in terms of whether you are you have a record of child molesting, whether you're a sexual predator, and all these things, which it's so easy to tell someone's character from what they post on social media.
True. And also, just while you were doing that, I was a culprit of posting certain things on not explicit. And yeah, I'm very, 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 very disciplined when it comes to that. You know, there are certain posts on social media whereby it was posted by a certain page and then you share. Okay, but then there was something that had happened. Someone lost their job because of a certain statement.
Yes.
Okay, so the organization, the institution decided to say, because of what you posted, considering the fact that you work for our organization, we are put in trouble. So I think this will also put people, that's why I'm saying it will stretch certain people's behaviors. Because now you understand, not that they're restricting you, but they're just trying to, every country has standards, even institutions have standards. So it's like they're trying to make you behave in a certain way so that we move at the same page.
But then that applies when it comes to moral standards, because that's a whole different topic when it comes to morality and when it comes to actually the law. So we have a caller. Let's get to hear other people's opinions.
Hello.
Hello, Madam Bishop.
Good morning. Good morning, thank you. You're through to the Rise and Thrive. Who are we talking to and where are you calling us from? Yes, Kuishanu Kitwerelo. Mkwai, to atotera. London to from Kwai.
You know, that's a kind of food potato. They are connected to one. So, I thought we were in the shop for a feminine better for we want to get connected to get connected to. It's a very quick thing you want to tell you. You know, that's why it's a time of going with that by what the internet section. But it's like it's what you who got them about what an election, but it's all like they shut down the community that we point to apparent to you. When we want to ensure, we want to ensure, but we want to never get the wishes they were there. We want to know that they come here. That they come here to life at you. But we want to get to the level of woman who you want to say. What do you mean? People let us take a shot in that government. But we want to overtake them, that's why it's sure. Therefore, you know, our divine outside president. I think whatever president our president advice about. But we must tell you advice about nobody can say to us whether than you. Whether than a in Patala, but it's a time like that. Whether than a point you have a thing, but it's a gas, but when it's a time like that. I think going for when you actually that they require, they don't require to offend the Swahingo. We require to be Patala. It's one of my life labor. I have to get this thing. You know, it's what it's from the doctor you have to have one of my job that requires to get a job. We should be doing what? We should be doing what they can to everything that was really. Who can see
Yeah, I'm quiet.
Thank you very much, my sister.
Thank you so much for coming through. You see what I was saying? He's from what he was saying, or what he heard, or what he's been hearing around on cybercrime and cybersecurity is that during the elections, Facebook will be shut down, social media. Okay, so there are all these speculations and assumptions of what the bill will bring about, which is sad, very sad.
Yes,
but we'll get a professional opinion on the next breakfast show.
Well, he highlighted quite a number of pertinent issues where he says there are more important things that we should be concerned about as a nation rather than things that might not put food on our tables. So his opinion was heard, and his opinion is respected, and his opinion is valid. Let's get to hear some other opinions from different people. We want to hear what you as a Zambian citizen think concerning the cyber crimes and cyber security bill of 2021. How do you feel you are going to be affected as a Zambian citizen? He highlighted the fact that we don't have enough medicine in hospitals. He highlighted the fact that women don't, the maternal death rate is actually still high, and we have so many things like unemployment levels. It's so hard to get a job in Zambia.
I know.
I read a post yesterday and I resonated with it because of what the people that I am surrounded with are going through, that it's a job on its own to find a job.
Sure. That's a good one. It's a job itself.
It's a job. Like
you find a job.
Yes, because you know people are not hiring anymore. Of course, we have COVID-19 where people are trying to cut down on their workforce and everything else. And you know, talk about the number of people that are graduating, because school doesn't stop. People are still going to school. Every year, institutions are producing thousands, hundreds of graduates. But what are they finding at the end of the day? I read another meme. I enjoy memes, and I also resonated with it, where it said, you know, like the one that I had mentioned, to say it's another job to actually find a job. And then there was another one where someone was talking about how you spend 20 years in school. It's like in Zambia, you spend 20 years in school to study poverty.
Wow.
Because after you actually graduate, there's nothing for you.
Anyway, we are going to survive. We got this. As my boss would say, we are destined for greatness.
Yes.
So we should actually tap on that faith and make sure and pray that actually God gives you a job once you graduate, because it's not easy.
No, it's not easy.
One of the things I have noticed is that we want white-collar jobs after graduation.
Yes, I was about to get to that also.
We want white-collar jobs after graduation, because don't even blame for that. Give me that job. But then
you see, again, let me get to the Bible.
No, let me finish.
Sure.
If you have an opportunity to actually do something that is not even what you studied, then you should take it. But I know some people that know people that actually say, I am not going to do this job because that's not what I went to school for.
But you see, what people need to understand scripting and all these things. So for me to study journalism is an added advantage. So with or without journalism, these gifts that were already installed in me are still going to find their way out. So me studying journalism is just a plus. So it's my gift that is placing me before kings and queens. We have a caller. Not my career, not my job.
Not your career, not your job. Hello?
Hello?
Good morning. You're through to the Rise and Thrive. Who are we talking to and where are you calling us from?
I'm Nelly from Mazabuka.
Okay, Nelly, how is Mazabuka this morning?
Mazabuka is a bit sunny.
Okay, do you speak Tonga?
Yes, I do.
Muli butivama?
Tuli
Kavotu. Twalumba.
Twalumba kapati.
Please go ahead with your contribution.
My the whole thing. That we are doing the things that we want to do with their friends. So it's better they consult more. It's better they consult more. But the same bill, we won't have the freedom of speech. You are speaking like that now because you've got freedom of speech. But when that bill passes through, you will not be able to speak what you are speaking there because you won't have the freedom of speech.
Nelly, how well do you understand the bill?
I understand it actually.
Okay.
Yes, I understand it, but whenever the way I understand it, because they mix the good things and the bad things.
What is that one clause that you're against in the bill?
Where they are going to infringe our rights in private.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And the one that
that is my right.
Okay.
Yes, so they should not just impose the ordinary citizen.
Okay.
And it's only the two people who know that the majority of the Zambians, they are not aware of what is happening. So it's better we consult more. They should educate people more so that people choose for themselves.
Okay, and
that's my contribution. Otherwise, they should consult more. It's not a bad thing. It's only bad because of some of the clauses that put in.
okay,
That's what is making it bad.
Okay, Nelly, before we let you go, and what is the other clause that you are for, that you agree with in the bill?
The other clause I agree is that one of the cyberbullying.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right.
That one automatically is bad.
All right. Thank you so much.
That's why I'm saying that you cannot mix the good and the bad.
Okay.
There are some things which they put which are bigger than them, but they want the power for the rest of their lives. And so some things they are going to put now, it will go back to them. So they should also be very fair. And on this one, I think the people who are advising the president, they advise the wrongly.
All right. Thank you so much for coming through, Nelly.
Okay, thank you, Goodness.
Have a good one too.
Thank you.
Very, very interesting opinions that we're getting
Yes,
to. And please
very
note that the
interesting.
opinion, my opinion, her opinion, and the opinion of the callers are not that of Camnet TV. So you can come through as well and give us your views and opinion on the number scrolling on your screen, or maybe you can just go to Facebook and write down what you have to say. So like Nelly mentioned, to say they're both good and bad in the bill. But anyways, we're getting into our interviews for the day before we forget about our guests and get carried away discussing the bill. For now, we just take a quick short break and then we start with our interview for the day.
This is Camnet TV World News. For a prompt response, call +2609 53 995 099 or +2609 62 444 726 or +2609 711 77467. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Lukalu, all the way from South Africa. You are watching Camnet channel, not just another channel. God bless you. Stay tuned.
We celebrate for all you've done. Lord, we give you all the praise. Oh, we testify. We celebrate. Lord, we give you all the praise.
Well, welcome back. You are still on the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show with me, Precious Mzea Sakaleji, and Liseli Kanyanga on the other side. And joining us on set is Mr. Edgar Silwimba, who is actually a founder and director of Human Street Health Ed Zambia. And he's just here to talk about menstrual hygiene. You know, when... This is actually very funny. Good morning, first of all.
Good morning. Thank you.
How comfortable is it for you as a man? Let me just start with that. How comfortable is it for you as a man to talk about menstrual hygiene? And then I'll tell you the joke afterwards.
I think I feel very comfortable. Of course, people don't expect me to be comfortable, but I think I'm more than comfortable to talk about it.
Because someone told me, now here's the thing, someone told me to say it's a taboo for a man to talk about menstrual hygiene. How do you get to handle such? I'm sure you've gotten such opinions when you do your projects and all.
Yeah, I think that is why, as an organization, when we first began looking at this, the whole issue is about breaking barriers, because lots of issues. I think even just for a lady to put on a jean, trousers, it was a taboo. 20 years down the line, but it took somebody to talk about it and probably change the whole mindset. So we are still faced with a few challenges, and more especially we work in rural communities. So there's a bit of resistance from some parents. But then what we've done is we know that for any evolution to take place, people really have to fight on, and this is not something easy. But with time, the communities begin to accept, because it's becoming a talk of the day, and then that begins to sink in people's minds. So you find that even the old women, I remember I was in Chongwe talking to Anachimbusa, these old women.
Yes.
So I was actually openly talking about menstruation, talk about periods, and the women are like, we wanna, and I was talking to these old women. So at the beginning of the conversation, they were a bit skeptical, but then with time,
they got used and were contributing.
And now every time they see me, they mama periods.
That's an interesting name to begin.
Yeah,
it's becoming normal, and I hope and we believe that it's going to be something normal to talk about. I hope it becomes normal.
Liseli?
Well, menstrual health, like you have said, there's a lot that it borders on. We as a country are still driving towards a place where parents, guardians, get a hold of the people that we are keeping, the females, and talk about these things. Because, for instance, I'll talk about myself. I got to learn about menstrual health from school. Nobody from my home ever took me to the side and
guided you on what to expect.
Yes, on what to expect. I heard it from friends. The first time I actually learned of the human reproductive system in detail, or even just, got certain knowledge about what was going to be happening with my body. And maybe what even helped me was the fact that I was a late bloomer. So I got to learn about certain things in grade 9. Which shouldn't be the case. So it's actually something that I applaud you for, especially that you're going to be talking about certain issues to do with menstrual health, even just the woman anatomy and things like that. So it's actually something that I want to applaud you for, because
yes, I was about to say that as well. Kudos.
Thanks very much.
Even to your organization. Are you getting the necessary support? From stakeholders and government?
I think with time we are slowly getting there. I think now people are beginning to see the relevance and importance of menstrual health. And especially that every time I talk about this issue, I always tell people that we had a campaign of Virgin Power, Virgin Pride, if you remember, some years back.
Yes.
Abstinence in the chain.
Yes, those were issues which everyone was focusing on. And I was like, we can invest so much money so that people can preserve their virginity. But then, people would choose to have sex or not. But girls will not have a choice whether to have periods or not.
Exactly.
So, the campaign should actually be the other way around. We should actually fight for more incentives. It actually should be an issue of policy, so that the girls can access pads, can access menstrual cups for free. Because then we know that when we do this, we are supporting issues of menstrual health, and issues of equity and equality are going to be attained as a country. Otherwise, issues of menstrual poverty are a reality, especially in rural areas. In areas where we've been, if I was to have you take a shot in Chongwe district, Chongwe is not so far from Lusaka.
No.
It's like 25 minutes drive. And if you drive off Chongwe town, like 20 kilometers away, there's no shop which sells sanitary pads.
Wow.
You will not find sanitary pads in shops. So now this raises questions. So what do people use? And I was asking the community members, children use pieces of cloth. And sometimes if you, in the West scenarios, they have to exchange the piece of cloth. So it's your sister who's on periods.
So it's first come, first serve.
First come, first serve.
Wow.
So they are actually, and look with the infections we're talking about. So it's a very sad situation. So I wish the campaign would be the other way around. We should not campaign for Virgin Power, Virgin Pride. Not that I'm against
that campaign.
People sticking to their virginity or holding on to it, but I still believe that virginity is something which you can just hold on. But periods, you can't postpone them or have them after you finish grade 12. No, you can't do that. And you need this to carry you on through the journey.
Great.
Speaking of policy, do you think government is doing enough? Because I know that there were talks in Parliament concerning
free distribution of
sanitary towels, and that has been on hold. We are not talking about it enough. Do you think there is political will?
Yeah, I think there is and there is not. Because I think for something to really come into effect, you need to actually talk about it more, and you need to add probably place more emphasis. So I think for now, I would say it was talked about casually. We've had
as a by the way.
Yes, it's not something which our parliamentarians would spend nights on debating, which is something we should see. I'm actually urging all the female parliamentarians and the male parliamentarians, the lawmakers, to actually take this as one of the issues which is actually cardinal for development of the nation.
I'll just hold that thought. We have a caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
You're through to the Rise and Thrive. Who are we talking to and where are you calling us from? Okay, please go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, I want to contribute on menstrual hygiene.
Yes, please.
This is an important part which has been neglected worldwide, which the World Health Organization itself was expected to address. There is no way they can be giving out free condoms and yet without addressing the menstrual hygiene part. At some time back, there is an organization called Village Water. It used to go in the villages teaching girls how to soap their own pads in schools, in villages, communities, which was a very commendable thing. I don't know if it still goes on today. I would be interested to work with my brother there because they have got also much interest in this field where girls are neglected and they are not helped out, and yet those who want to have free sex are helped out, which is a dent on our moral ground. Because we can't be preaching on how to use condoms, which is a choice to have sex, and yet menstrual issues are not a choice. And the other part also, we have got a lot of challenges where women have got menstrual cramps, prolonged work, and now that one gets to the kind of lifestyle ladies live. No, that pain is just the excretion. It's something else. So ladies should know what kind of food they eat, not just to eat anyhow. They should understand that their body is so much delicate than ours as men. So on the other hand, there are certain foodstuffs you can use to ease your menses pains and the other things. You can just combine this food and this food, you put them together, all the menstrual troubles are gone, you continue having menses at an unexpected time, not it changes. This month is the best day, the other month is like that. So we need to know also those parts so that we can have got a free flow without interruptions or pain.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming through. I'm sure Mr. Silimba will actually share his contacts. So just stay glued and then I'm sure you two can work together. Well, very interesting. You know, I have goosebumps right now having men talk about menstrual health and menstrual hygiene, because when we were growing up, you would actually we would actually even be scared to talk in front of our male friends because some would be very disgusted.
Yes.
But job well done. So now getting into the projects that you are doing right now, let's get to that.
Okay. About last year in October, we launched. Actually, the inception of this organization began on the streets. So we started working from working with street kids in Lusaka. So usually I would just buy them sanitary pads and give them, because we witnessed a very horrible situation with my friend James. So I asked the girls one of these days on the streets, how do you survive during periods? Because you guys, there are no toilets here, there are no bathrooms. So the girls gave me their own story. You know, we just go under the drainage system and then we wash ourselves.
Wow.
So I was curious. I said, like, can you show me? So this is how we went with my friend James. Talked to these girls. We went underneath, just where Zesco is. There's a drainage.
Yes, where
underneath.
there's water.
So dirty water passes through down. Then there you find their stones where these girls have put, and that is where they sit during periods and they just wash from the dirty water. And that is how the survival is on the street. So it was very touchy, and we just started buying pads and giving them every month. And then I organized a few friends of mine who are into the medical field, and they would talk to them about period pain, talk to them about how to use pads, because most of them had not even used a pad before.
Wow.
Yes, so yeah, growing up on the street is a different story. You don't have any sort of guidance at all. So from there, that's how we began working. But then we looked at how best we can also do something sustainable for the economy and for the growth of a nation. So girls in rural communities suffer the similar fate because it's all about the economy. So we moved to Chongwe district, where we thought of also helping those in schools. So last year we launched a program, which is the Menstrual Health School Support Initiative, which was graced by Honorable Jaffe Mwakalombe, Core Belt Minister, who happens to be the area member of parliament for Chongwe. Yes, so we launched this with one school, where we introduced the menstrual cup. So we've moved away from sanitary pads as an organization because it was very
somehow
costly.
expensive.
Yes, because it means every month we need to spend about 40 kwacha on each girl. So if we have about 400 girls, then that becomes impossible. So we launched the menstrual cup. So the menstrual cup is a new phenomenon in the menstrual health arena. So the menstrual cup is an initiative which was created I think in the States and also in Austria. Yes, so the menstrual cup works in the same capacity as the sanitary pad, but it's like a tampon in nature. Yes, so the menstrual cup has a lifespan of 10 years. So if you give one menstrual cup to one girl, so it means that if the girl is in grade 5, it means she will go all the way up to maybe grade 12. Yes. So it means issues of period poverty will be attended to
and reduced,
because buying sanitary pads was very costly. And we know that if we give one girl one menstrual cup, we spend up 150 to buy a menstrual cup.
Which
so
will last them for 10
150
years.
goes for 10 years. So which is the most sustainable way of doing things. But yes, maybe coming to the thought of how we actually thought of working with pupils. Yes, we looked at every month if a girl is attending, they spend about 5 days in rural areas
away from school.
So in a term has got 3 months. So 5 times 3, it's 15 days. Right? So 15 days, that's half a month. So let's take a scenario. If a teacher was teaching math and opens up a topic, and the time they are beginning the topic, the girl is away, isn't it? For 5 days. The next time she's going to be in class, the teacher is doing a different topic. So this means that if Mary missed out for 5 days, the next time Mary will come, the teacher will be teaching multiplication and not division. Do we expect Mary to have the same base or the same academic performance with John?
Of course not.
Yes, and we keep on saying equality, equity, and that is why I always say, if we fight issues of menstrual poverty in schools, even the issues of the girls having a lesser cut-off point will be a long-gone story. Because we are fighting that issue because the main reason why all those issues are there is only this. So I always tell my girls in the rural communities that this is a golden medal for you. This is what will reduce poverty in Zambia, in rural communities. This is actually more empowerment than anything else, than us even giving them money. I posed the question to the mothers. I was like, if you have 40 kwacha in a house and you need to buy a meda of midi meal, and then you have one daughter who started attending, and you have a family of 5, are you going to buy pads or you're going to buy midi meal? The mother said, of course
unga. Yeah, true.
So meaning, this is not a priority. So the girl child is not still a priority. We'll be talking about equality, equity. Let's bridge the gap. Menstruation is one thing we've overlooked, and if we don't deal with it, it will still
be hunting us. So now, before we are running out of time, but before we let you go, from the time that you started this project and this campaign, how many people have you reached out to? Like, that's if you're taking note of that.
Okay, so we've reached out in terms of the menstrual cup project. So we've distributed 600 cups to 600 girls in Chongwe. And we were lucky enough that Organic Cups is a company based in Austria. Those are our new partners now. So they've donated 3,000 cups.
Wow.
So we expect the consignment to be in Zambia in the next 2 weeks. But the only challenge we have right now is it's very expensive to clear these things with ZRI.
Oh,
so we're actually hoping that government to intervene so that hopefully clearing these things will not be because just 70 caps cost you about 10,000 to clear them.
Wow.
70 caps. So imagine 3,000. How much money are we going to pay?
That's a lot.
So for now, we actually don't have the money to pay for 3,000 caps. So we're just trying to see how best this will be done. But we hope that government will come on board and help us.
Okay, so now before we let you go, I know non-governmental organizations get to have a whole lot of challenges. So if there's anyone that would love to reach out to you guys, your contact details, if there's a place that you're found, if there's a website or an email address, while with your closing remarks as well, you can just tell the viewers right now.
Okay, we are found in Chilenje. That is where our offices are, along Kaloma Road, in Mungu Street. And they could reach us on, could I give out my number?
Yes, please.
0972 547179. Yes, that's our official contact. 0972 547179. And we have our Facebook page. They can check for street menstrual health on Facebook page. Yes, and our email address is quite long to mention, but I think the phone number would be good enough for everyone. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for coming through. For now, we take a quick break and then we'll be back.
This is Camnet TV World News. For a prompt response, call +2609 53 995 099 or +2609 62 444 726 or +2609 711 77467. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
You are watching the Rise and Thrive breakfast show right here on Camnet TV, not just another channel. If you were just joining us, our main topic of discussion was the Cyber Crimes and Cyber Security Bill of 2021. But moving on in the program, we have with us Mr. Luyando Hamwendo, who is a clinical psychiatrist.
Wow. I said at least I took the responsibility to say that word. I get to have difficulties pronouncing it.
Who is psychiatrist? Oh wow! Who is going to help us in discussing the cyber crime, the effects of cyberbullying rather. because he's well vested to be able to help us. Because you know, most of the times we see people posting anything and anyhow, talking about how fat somebody is, talking about
body
how
shaming.
Someone is
Yes.
talking about how unknowledgeable somebody
Yeah.
is, but we don't get to think about
Their
how,
emotions.
Yes, how that will affect them. What about if it were me or my sister? How would you feel?
Yeah.
So
quickly getting into it, Luyando, the effects. I know you've dealt with such. I know it probably they won't come out 10 hours of cyberbullied, but you can tell from how they talk to you about how they feel and stuff like that. I'm sure you can outline it to being as part of the effects of cyberbullying. How does cyberbullying affect someone's mental health?
Okay, I've dealt with a few who've been cyberbullied. So obviously you need to look at the numbers. So I was just reading something yesterday that said about 3,000 people reported to have been bullied online. Then of that 3,000, we had 34. The 34% makes up school-going children. Then the other big percentage in that chunk makes up women. So you need to understand that when women and men obviously use social media for different things, when a woman posts a photo, most of the time it's for validation, for approval. So if the world doesn't approve her, that in itself has effects on her. So if, for example, she posts a photo, then people actually make jokes about it. We understand to say it might have physical, emotion, and as well as mental implications. So there is something called dysmorphobic syndrome.
What has happened?
Okay, there's something called dysmorphobic syndrome in mental health, which is someone actually spending a lot of time talking about, they are preoccupied about their looks. So they spend a lot of time in looking in the mirror, thinking one part of their body is flawed, and they want to hide it. So if a person has that, which means they might be depressed, they might have low self-esteem, and in the worst case scenarios, we find that these people are people who might end up committing suicide. I've read about a lot of people who probably were bullied online because of something that leaked online, and because of that were not able to deal with it, and they ended up committing suicide because of depression. So probably those are some of the challenges that we see in people who are bullied.
Great.
Wow, quite interesting. And most recently, we had an issue where a young boy, just after writing grade 12...
Because he failed in one subject.
Yes, because he failed in one subject, committed suicide. And perhaps we might not know the story behind it. Perhaps maybe if we look at it widely, maybe the friends made fun of him, maybe, you know, his peers, maybe his parents didn't handle the situation well, and we lost a life as a result of a person having failed at something, and probably people not coming out the right way. So, you know, many are the times that we face certain situations in life, and, you know, with this now social media, everything is out there, especially when you put your life out there on social media. You expect people to be in your business. And we are different. We are built differently, and people tend to take blows differently. And it's quite interesting.
Yeah, it is. And also, Luyanda, getting back to the effects of cyberbullying, people that have actually come out to say, I feel like this because of what happened online, do you get to have like a certain way you talk to them? Because after that, I'm sure they want some sort of, what do you call it? Comfort and closure. What exactly do you get to tell such people? And I know obviously right now we might not know that there's probably someone who's watching and they've been cyberbullied and they don't know how to handle that, and maybe they don't even know that it has affected them mentally.
So there are a lot of forms of therapy. Obviously, the first thing that I would like to there's what we call when you educate someone. So one thing that we should understand is that the real world is not online because everyone is, for lack of better terms, happening online. So if for ladies, if you need approval, I think the approval that the proper way to get approval is from friends and relatives who are close to you, and not people online. So one of the things I would want to tell someone is to actually cancel them and make them understand the difference between social media and real life. Then most of it is because we've talked about dysmorphic syndrome, where someone is preoccupied about with their appearance. So in most cases, that has to do with the self-esteem. So I'd like to go through esteem counseling with them so that they understand their worth and all of that. Then probably if it's as a result of trauma, something leaked online and you're having problems with coping, then I'll need to do trauma counseling. So it depends on the kind of bullying that they went through, and that will entail the counseling that will be used.
Okay, I hate to say bye, but anyway, at least that information has actually reached out to someone. It has actually reached out to me as well. I didn't know that if you are cyberbullied, you can actually go for counseling.
Yes.
Yeah, we learn
and then
every
maybe
day.
just before we actually close for the day, I know there's a person out there that is watching and then they're asking themselves, what if this happens to my sister? What if this happens to my nephew? They are cyberbullied, whether as a result of something that has leaked online, because this has become very common, or maybe body shaming or whatever. What's the first thing that you do to reach out to a person? Because obviously the second thing that a person might do is go to a counselor, but with the person in the home, what do you do to them?
Okay, the first thing that you would want to do to them is obviously talk to them. But it entails that the person needs to open up as well, because most of these messages that are sent privately. So once a person opens up, you can try to talk to them, but if it's not working, obviously you would need to see a counselor or anyone who would be able to talk to them professionally. Then one thing that I also like to mention is that most of these are jokes. So for you to understand a joke, you need for you to get a joke, you need to understand it. So for people who like making jokes, could be memes or anything, make sure that at least you know the person that you're talking to, because for a joke to be funny, it needs to be understood. And watch out for verbal cues that people will use. And we have emojis now. So if you see that the person is not really happy, they've put up an emoji, it's better to stop.
Oh, okay, great. Well, unfortunately, we have come to the end of the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show with me, Precious Mzea Sakaleji, and Liseli Kanyanga on the other side. Would love to thank everybody that came through via text messages and also phone calls, not forgetting Luyando Hamwendo and also Edgar Silwimba that came through to talk about menstrual hygiene. And Luyando Hamwendo was just highlighting us on the effects of cyberbullying and also what steps you need to take in case of such. So from me and the entire crew, that's Isaac and Elijah Chufita on the other side, thank you for watching. Good morning and have a beautiful day. Remember that Camnet TV is not just another channel. Good morning.